Hello students, welcome in our today's lecture. We have started our topic plant growth and mineral nutrition. In our previous lecture we have seen the three hormones auxin, gibberellin and the cytokinin. In the cytokinin we have seen the name cytokinin is on the application of this hormone in cell division process, that is the cytokinesis, that is means the division of the cytoplasm. So according to which the name of that hormone is given, that is the cytokinin. In the cytokinin we discuss that this hormone was first isolated by the Zug and Miller scientists from the nutritional requirement of the tobacco plant in the tissue culture. They also given it as a name, that is the kinetin. The main function of this cytokinin is in the cell division process and in the cell enlargement process. The first natural cytokinin was isolated from the unripe maize grain. Naturally occurring cytokinin can be also found in the flowers of banana, coconut milk, as well as tomato fruits, etc. So these points we have discussed about the cytokinin, and in the applications of cytokinin we have discussed that its role in the cell division, cell enlargement. It is responsible for breaking the dormancy of the seed, flowering of the seed. It is also responsible for the delay of senescence, delay of aging process, as well as delay of the abscission layer, and that's why this effect of cytokinin is called as Richman and Lang effect. म्हणजे जे मॅच्युअर कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स प्लांटमध्ये तयार होतात ते डिले करण्याचं काम कोण करते? सायटोकायनिन. सो इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज दी रिचमन अँड लँग इफेक्ट विच इज रिलेटेड टू द सायटोकायनिन. इट इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट पार्ट. We have also discussed that it has a reverse effect like that of the auxin, because auxin is responsible for apical dominance, while cytokinin reduces the apical dominance and it is responsible for the branching of the lateral bud. So reverse effect of the auxin is found in this cytokinin. Cytokinin is also responsible for the process of the growth activity of the plant. That's why we included it in the growth promoting hormone, because in our first lecture we have discussed that there are three types of the growth promoting hormone which is responsible for only the growth of the plant, and those hormones are auxin, gibberellin and the cytokinin. While growth inhibiting hormones which retard the growth of the plant are the ethylene and the abscisic acid. So all the effects that we have discussed under the hormone cytokinin are the same in NCERT book. So there is no need to take a separate lecture for the NCERT point of view, because cytokinin, auxin and gibberellin, the application which are given in the state board are same given in the NCERT book. So simultaneously with this textbook you have to read the applications of the cytokinin, gibberellin and the auxin from the NCERT book. Okay, now the next important part of the plant growth and mineral nutrition, or the next important hormone, is the hormone that is called as the ethylene. So as we have discussed now, ethylene is a growth retarding or the growth inhibiting hormone. Okay, so as usual we'll see first the different scientists and its contribution in the discovery of this ethylene hormone, and then we'll discuss its effects on the plant's body or its applications on the plant body. So first here some points are written on the board for ethylene. These points are very important for CET point of view, because we are discussing first the effect of the ethylene or the discussion of the ethylene from the textbook. So here this ethylene is a gaseous growth hormone. It is the first hormone which is present in a gaseous form. Okay, so important thing about ethylene is that it is only a gaseous hormone. No doubt we will discuss abscisic acid, but it is not in a gaseous form. Only the gaseous hormone is the ethylene. So it is a gaseous growth hormone or the growth regulator. Next one is that it is effective in fruit ripening. Now here the different name of the scientists are given, like Denny, Gain, Crocker. So we have to see the contribution of this scientist in the discovery of the ethylene. So first statement about the ethylene was given by the scientist Denny, and Denny states that it is, that means ethylene is effective in fruit ripening. फळ जे पिकतंय, फ्रूट जे आपण राईप झालेलं म्हणतोय, पिकलेलं म्हणतोय, पाहायला मिळतं. हे कशामुळे पाहायला मिळतं, तर त्याच्यामध्ये एक हार्मोन तयार होत असतं. दॅट हार्मोन इज कॉल्ड ॲज इथिलीन हार्मोन, अँड दीज फ्रूट्स आर राईप ड्यू टू द इथिलीन वॉज फर्स्ट discovered by the scientist Denny. So you have to remember the statement of Denny for CET point of view, that is this ethylene hormone is effective in fruit ripening. Okay, then the next scientist is the Gain, and Gain statement is that plants naturally synthesize ethylene. So Gain states that every plant naturally synthesize ethylene in it, and that's why if fruits are developed on the plant, they get ripe due to the formation of the ethylene. So Gain statement is also important, that every plant naturally synthesize this ethylene. Third scientist is the Crocker, and Crocker states that ethylene is responsible for fruit ripening. Ethylene is responsible for fruit ripening. If you observe the statement of Crocker and statement of Denny, then both statements are similar. Denny also states that ethylene is effective in fruit ripening, and Crocker also says that ethylene is responsible for the fruit ripening. So you have to not confuse in both the scientists. Denny's and the Crocker statement is same, only Gain statement is different, that is he states that all plants naturally synthesize the ethylene. So students, focus on this point, because every time I told you that scientists are also important for CET and NEET point of view. For CET point of view, you have to remember Denny, Gain and Crocker statement about the ethylene. Okay, now the next part of the ethylene is that every time we have discussed the chemical nature of each hormone. Like that, here the chemical nature of this ethylene hormone is that it is the simple gaseous hydrocarbon. Ethylene is the simple gaseous hydrocarbon. It is widely used compound as a source of ethylene is the ethylene. That means ethylene is a compound which is generally used as a source of ethylene. Like that, we have discussed in the auxin hormone that tryptophan is one of the amino acid which is the primary precursor of the hormone IAA, indole acetic acid. Like that, this ethylene hormone is mainly prepared from one of the widely used compound, and the name of that compound is called as the ethylene. So you have to remember ethylene, which is the source of the ethylene. And the last part is that where this ethylene is synthesized naturally in the plant. So this ethylene is synthesized in the root part, in the shoot apical meristem, means the meristem which is present apex to the shoot, that we call as the shoot apical meristem, and ripening fruits. Fruit which are going to ripe, in that fruit there will be formation of the ethylene. So all these points are very, very important for MCQ point of view, that is ethylene is a only gaseous hormone. Its chemical nature is it is a gaseous hydrocarbon. This ethylene is mainly prepared from the compound that is called as ethylene, and it is synthesized in the root, in the shoot apical meristem, and in the ripening fruits. The statement of the Denny and the statement of the Crocker are the same. Both has given the statement that ethylene is the fruit ripening hormone, while the scientist again only states that ethylene is produced naturally in all plants. Okay, so this is about the ethylene hormone. Now here we have to discuss the applications of the ethylene. So number of time in each lecture I told you that you have to not confuse for the applications of the hormone, because at the end of this lecture of the hormones we will discuss the tricks of the हार्मोन्स, कारण हे हार्मोन्स ट्रिक्सशिवाय लक्षात राहू शकत नाहीत आणि त्यामुळं मी तुम्हाला ॲट ए टाईम 5 हार्मोनच्या ट्रिक्स देणार आहे की ज्याच्यामुळं त्या ट्रिक्सवरून तुम्हाला ते हार्मोनचे ॲप्लिकेशन्स लक्षात ठेवायला सोपे जातील. ठीक आहे, त्या आपण जे ऑक्झिन, जिबर्लिन, सायटोकायनिनचे आपण इफेक्ट्स बघले होते, फिजिओलॉजिकल इफेक्ट्स प्लांट ऑर्गनवर, तसेच इफेक्ट्स आपण डिस्कस करणार आहोत इथिलीन हार्मोनचे. त्यामुळं इथं जवळजवळ we have to discuss the 8 applications of this ethylene hormone on the plant organ. We'll discuss the first application, that is it promotes ripening of the fruits like banana, apple and mango. आताच आपण डिस्कस केलं होतं की फ्रूटच्या रायपनिंगसाठी जे हार्मोन आपल्याला लागतं ते हार्मोन कोणतं आहे? इथिलीन. फॉर एक्झाम्पल इथं आपल्याला सांगितलेलं आहे लाईक बनाना, मँगो आणि ॲपल, म्हणजे या तीनच फ्रूटमध्ये फ्रूटचं रायपनिंग होत नाही इथिलीनमुळं, तर ओव्हरऑल ऑल फ्रूट्समध्ये आपल्याला रायपनिंग इज ड्यू टू ओनली इथिलीन पाहायला मिळतं. बट सम एक्झाम्पल्स ऑफ फ्रूट्स आर गिवन लाईक बनाना, ॲपल अँड दी मँगो. Okay, so first function of the ethylene is that it is responsible for ripening of the fruits. Second one, stimulate initiation of lateral roots and break dormancy of seed and bud. Lateral roots, basic root we have discussed in the 11th standard that taproot. Taproot is the main root, and on the taproot you will observe the lateral roots. These lateral roots then develop the secondary and the tertiary roots. So these lateral roots are mainly developed due to the hormone that is called as the ethylene, and not only develop the lateral root but it is also responsible for breaking the dormancy of the seed and the bud. So as we have seen in the auxin, gibberellin as well as cytokinin, the dormancy of the seed and bud will be break down by this hormone, just like the same function of the ethylene will be observed here, that is it also breaks the dormancy of the seed and the bud. So at last you have to find out the common function of the hormones. म्हणजे काही हार्मोन्सची फंक्शन तुम्हाला कॉमन पाहायला मिळतात, जसं ऑक्झिन, जिबर्लिन, सायटोकायनिन आणि आता इथिलीन. या चौघांचं एक हार्मोनचं एक कॉमन फंक्शन आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतं, ते म्हणजे ब्रेकिंग द डॉर्मन्सी ऑफ सीड आणि बड. ठीक आहे, सो दिस इज द सेकंड फंक्शन ऑफ दिस इथिलीन इन द प्लांट बॉडी. Now the third application is that it accelerates the abscission activity in the leaves, flower and fruits by forming abscission layer. कारण आपण बघतोय पहा, इट इज अ ग्रोथ इनहिबिटिंग हार्मोन. ते प्लांटची ग्रोथ इनहिबिट करतं, म्हणजेच काय करते, लवकर प्लांटमध्ये ओल्ड कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स तयार करते, म्हणजेच प्लांटमध्ये ॲब्सिशन लेअर तयार करते. आता नंबर ऑफ टाईम आय हॅव टोल्ड द मिनिंग ऑफ द ॲब्सिशन लेअर. मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं, सपोज दिस इज द स्टेम. ओके, ऑन द स्टेम इट इज द लीव्ज, आणि ज्या ठिकाणी लीव्ज ह्या स्टेमला अटॅच आहे त्याच ठिकाणी तुम्हाला काय तयार झालेले पाहायला मिळते, दिस ॲब्सिशन लेअर पाहायला मिळते, की ज्या ॲब्सिशन लेअरमध्ये तो आपल्याला वेगवेगळे हायड्रोलायटिक एन्झाईम तयार झालेले पाहायला मिळतात. दीज एन्झाईम ब्रेक डाऊन और रिमूव्ह दिस लीफ पार्ट फ्रॉम द स्टेम, आणि त्यामुळे आपल्याला काय पाहायला मिळतं, झाडाची पानं खाली गळून पडलेली पाहायला मिळतात, फॉल ऑफ झालेली पाहायला मिळतात. मग फ्लावरचं पण तसंच पाहायला मिळतं, फ्रूटचं पण तसंच पाहायला मिळतं. फ्रूट पिकलं की ते खाली पडलेलं पाहायला मिळतं, फ्लावर वेल डेव्हलप झालं, मॅच्युअर झालं की खाली गळून पडतं. हे फ्लावर्स, हे फ्रूट्स किंवा हे लीव्ज हे जे खाली पडतात झाडावरून हे कुणामुळे पडतात? ड्यू टू द डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ द ॲब्सिशन लेअर ॲट दॅट पर्टिक्युलर पार्ट ऑन द प्लांट अँड दॅट्स वाय हिअर द नेक्स्ट फंक्शन ऑर द ॲप्लिकेशन ऑफ द इथिलीन इज दॅट इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ॲब्सिशन ॲक्टिव्हिटी अँड दॅट्स वाय वी क्लासिफाय दिस हार्मोन in the growth inhibiting hormone because previous 3 hormones are not responsible for abscission activity. Okay, but here this only hormone is responsible for the abscission and that's why we include it in the growth inhibiting hormone. So here it accelerates the abscission activity in leaves, in flower and in fruits and forming the abscission layer, and that's why flower, fruits and the leaves fall off from the plant due to this hormone ethylene. Fourth application is that it inhibits the growth of lateral bud and causes apical dominance and retard flowering. So see here, auxin hormone is responsible for the apical dominance because we have seen that auxin hormone is present in the apical bud which is present at the apex of the shoot. And when auxin hormone is present in the apical bud, it inhibits the growth of the lateral bud. So there will be no found the lateral branches on that particular plant. Same effect of the auxin you will observe in this ethylene because here function is given that it inhibits the growth of lateral bud. ऑक्झिन पण काय करत होतं? लॅटरल बर्डची ग्रोथ इनिबिट करत होतं आणि कुणाची ग्रोथ करत होतं? अपायकल बर्डची. आणि अशा प्रकारे अपायकल बर्ड हा लॅटरल बर्डवर डॉमिनंट होता. कारण डॉमिनंट रिसेसिव्ह हा शब्द आपण कधी वापरतो? एखादा जर बर्ड डॉमिनंट असेल तर आपण त्याला म्हणतो एखाद्या बर्डची ॲक्टिव्हिटी जर तुम्हाला डॉमिनंट पाहायला मिळते, ॲग्रेसिव्ह पाहायला मिळते, त्याला म्हणतो आपण डॉमिनंट. आणि ज्याची ॲक्टिव्हिटी ॲग्रेसिव्ह पाहायला मिळत नाही त्याला आपण म्हणतो रिसेसिव्ह. सो auxin causes the growth of apical bud, so that phenomenon we call it as a apical dominance and it inhibit the growth of the lateral bud. Likewise here also activity of the lateral bud is inhibited and activity of the apical bud is carried out. That phenomenon is called as the apical dominance. Same function like that of auxin you will observe in the ethylene. So for the MCQ point of view, question may be asked that which function in the ethylene is same like that of the auxin. So you have to remember this function, apical dominance is the same function of auxin as well as the ethylene. But one thing is that retard flowering. So no doubt we have classified this ethylene hormone in the growth inhibiting hormone. Growth inhibiting hormone never produce the flower. Auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin are the growth promoting hormone. So they are responsible for the flowering in plant. But here flowering is not due to the ethylene because it retards the flowering. Flowering phenomenon is not found due to the ethylene hormone and that's why it is called as a retard flowering. Fifth application is that enhances senescence. Senescence number of time also we have discussed it before discussing these previous hormones. Senescence means we have discussed that the old characteristics which develop in the plant are called as a senescence. Another name is aging characteristics means plant when get mature then it develop the senescence character. म्हणजे कोणते मी सांगितलं होतं? झाडांची पानं पिवळी होणार, बरोबर की नाही? स्टेम ब्राउनिश कलर होणार, स्टेम उडी पाहायला मिळणार, फ्लावर्स फ्रूट्स तुम्हाला झाडावरून खाली पडलेले पाहायला मिळणार. दोज कॅरेक्टर्स आर कॉल्ड ॲज द सिनेसन्स. सो ओल्ड कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आर appear early in the plant due to this hormone ethylene, so it enhances the senescence characteristics. Okay, next one, inhibits flowering in most of the plant except pineapple. Here we have seen that this hormone is responsible for inhibition of the flowering. Inhibition of the flowering. So in almost all the plants, flower are not produced due to this ethylene hormone. Instead of that, it inhibit the flowering. That means when in any plant ethylene concentration is more than the auxin, gibberellin or the cytokinin, then definitely there will be no flowering will be there due to the presence of the ethylene. That's why ethylene inhibit the flowering. Except pineapple, means pineapple is one of the plant whose flowering is not inhibited due to the ethylene. Means even though in the pineapple plant ethylene are more in concentration, they do not inhibit the flowering phenomenon of the pineapple. So this point is also important for CET point of view, that in almost plant flowering is inhibited by ethylene except pineapple, where flowering is not inhibited by this ethylene. Next point is that it causes epinasty. What is meant by epinasty? You should know the meaning of epinasty. Epinasty means drooping or the falling. It causes epinasty of leaves and flowers. Same phenomenon we have discussed here. Epinasty meaning should be known to you, that is falling or the drooping of the leaves as well as flower, and that phenomenon is called as the epinasty. Okay, so this ethylene is responsible for the epinasty phenomenon. Okay, next part, it increases activity of chlorophyllase enzyme causing degreening effect in banana and citrus fruit. म्हणजे मी जसं तुम्हाला आता सांगितलं की इथं आपल्याला काय पाहायला मिळतं की हे ॲक्टिव्हिटी इन्क्रीज करतं. कुणाची ॲक्टिव्हिटी इन्क्रीज करतं? क्लोरोफायलेज एन्झाईम. क्लोरोफायलेज मीन्स द एन्झाईम विच रिड्यूसेस द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द क्लोरोफिल पिगमेंट, and that's why instead of the green color of that leaves you will find yellow color of the leaves. And so you have to remember this chlorophyllase enzyme. This enzyme is responsible for reducing the chlorophyll pigment in the plants, and that's why that leaves of the plant will be yellow in color, and that's why that effect is called as a degreening effect. D means removal of the green color, that means of the yellow color. So chlorophyllase enzyme is responsible for degreening effect. Removal of the green effect means yellowing of the leaves, and particularly you will find it in banana and the citrus fruits. Particularly means number of plants will be there, but two examples of the plants are given here in banana and the citrus fruits. So we have discussed the effects of this ethylene. Read it carefully on the board. You can observe there are about 8 different applications of ethylene are given, and you have to remember all these applications. Observe one time the पहा. आता दुसरं हार्मोन नेक्स्ट टू इथिलीन आपण डिस्कस करणार आहोत, दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज द ॲब्सिसिक ॲसिड. सो इफ यू ऑब्झर्व द कंटेंट ऑफ ethylene from the NCERT book, then you will observe that same applications are there in NCERT book like that of the textbook. So there is no difference for the content of ethylene in NCERT and the textbook. Both content are same. त्यामुळं ॲट ए टाईम तुम्ही टेक्स्टबुकमधलं इथिलीन रीड केल्यानंतर NCERTमधलं इथिलीन रीड करा. तुम्हाला लक्षात येईल की त्याच्यामध्ये दोघांच्यामध्ये सगळे कॉमन्स तुम्हाला ॲप्लिकेशन्स पाहायला मिळतील. वेगळं कुठलेही ॲप्लिकेशन दिलेलं नाही आहे. त्यामुळे आपण सेपरेट NCERTच्या दृष्टीनं इथिलीन डिस्कस करणार नाही आहोत. ठीक आहे. आता जे लास्ट हार्मोन आपण पाहणार आहोत, that is called as the abscisic acid. In short, we call it as a ABA. Like the ethylene, this abscisic acid is also the growth inhibiting hormone because it also causes the aging, the senescence, the abscission layer in the plant, and that's why these characters are the growth inhibiting characters. So we classify it in the growth inhibiting hormone. Okay, so first we'll discuss some of the important part from this abscisic acid. This abscisic acid is the naturally growth inhibiting hormone. It do not cause the growth but inhibit the growth by formation of the aging process, by formation of the abscission layer, and that's why it is called as the growth inhibiting hormone. how this abscisic acid was discovered by the scientist, that here we will discuss. First, the shading of cotton balls was due to a chemical substance, and the name of that chemical substance is given, that is abscission 1, and abscission 2 was first discovered by scientists Carnes and Endicott. So this Carnes and Endicott, these are the pair of scientists who first observed that cotton balls was fall off from that particular plant, and it is due to the chemical which developed in that cotton ball, and the name of that chemical is abscission 1 and abscission 2. It was first discovered by scientists Carnes and Endicott. There is another scientist whose name is the Waring, who isolated a substance from the buds of Acer plant. Acer is one of the plant whose Marathi name is not known, and the plant Acer whose bud is there, and from that bud one of the substance is isolated by the scientist Waring, and they found that induce bud dormancy. So that substance which is present in the bud of the Acer plant is responsible for the dormancy of that bud. Means that bud do not germinate immediately, it remain dormant for some time. So that dormancy of the Acer bud is due to a substance, and the name of that substance is given as a dormine. So dormine present in the Acer bud is responsible for dormancy of the bud, and it was first discovered by scientist Waring. So here two chemical substances we have discussed. One is called as abscission 1 and 2, responsible for the falling of the cotton ball from the plant, and second chemical, that is the dormine, which is discovered by Waring, responsible for dormancy of the bud in number of plant, and the name of that one of the plant is given, that is the Acer plant. So both this chemical dormine as well as abscission 1 and 2 later on name as the abscisic acid. ह्या दोन्ही केमिकल नंतर नाव काय दिलं, abscisic acid. Okay, so here again the important thing is that you have to remember for CET point of view the scientist Carnes and Endicott contribution and the Waring's contribution. Okay, and the last number of times in each lecture we discuss the location of that we discuss the location of that particular hormone. Here also the location of this hormone abscisic acid you will find, or where it is synthesized. They are synthesized in the leaves of the plant, in the fruits of the plant, in the roots of the plant, and in the seed of the plant. Here you will observe they are not particularly synthesized in the shoot part or the stem part, but on the stem there are leaves, fruits, seeds are there. In that organ this abscisic acid is synthesized. So it is synthesized in leaves, it is synthesized in flowers, not flowers, leaves, fruits as well as seeds, and they are synthesized in the root part. So it also important where the abscisic acid is synthesized. They are synthesized from mevalonic acid. They are synthesized from mevalonic acid. If you remember, the same acid we have referred previous under the study of gibberellic acid or the gibberellin. We have discussed that this gibberellin hormone is synthesized from the mevalonic acid. So here this abscisic acid is also synthesized from the chemical or the acid that is called as mevalonic acid. So this point is also important because the both common mevalonic acid you will find in the gibberellin as well as in the abscisic acid. So gibberellin as well as abscisic acid is synthesized from this mevalonic acid. So it is important thing, and it is a 15 carbon compound. So again here we are discussing the chemical nature of this abscisic acid. It is a carbon compound. It is a compound having the 15 carbon. Okay, just previous in ethylene we have seen that it is a gaseous hydrocarbon. Like that, this abscisic acid is a 15 carbon compound. So here we have discussed some important part of this abscisic acid, that is it is a growth inhibiting hormone like the ethylene, idicot, and the second scientist Kahn studied that shedding of the cotton ball from the plant is due to the two chemicals synthesized in that ball. One is called as abscission 1 and another one is called as the abscission 2. While the varying scientists isolated a substance from the acer bird which is responsible for the dormancy of the bird, and that substance is called as the dormine. So, this dormine and the abscission 1 and 2 together called as the abscisic acid. So, this is synthesized in the leaves, in the fruits, in the seed and in the roots, and last part is that they are synthesized from the mevalonic acid and it is a 15 carbon compound. So, students, in next lecture we will discuss the applications or the physiological effects of this abscisic acid on the plant body, and here now we have completed the general information about the abscisic acid. Thank you.